gonna shuffle up some cards. Let me know how you're doing. Hi, Kenny. Whoop, whoop. I'm gonna drop some cards as well. It's been one of those days, let me tell you. My goodness. All right, so hello. So I'm gonna do things a little differently today. So I'll start like always. Good, thanks. Good, thanks, Ontario Prepper. I'm gonna do things a little bit differently this time around. Hi, Deborah. I will pull a card for everyone here. We'll start there. And then we'll be doing some collective readings. So if you do want a personal reading, it's a $10 donation and you can do your question here. But otherwise, I'm gonna do some collective readings. So we're gonna see what kind of messages the cards wanna give. Hello. So I will, hi Skull Girl, I will pull some cards for just to describe a situation or a person or a feeling. And if you feel connected to that situation, then the message following will be for you. So I'm gonna try that this time around, see if more people can get messages, and it just sounded fun. So we're gonna try that. Hello. One husband, two boys, and two fur babies. I love it. Okay, so let's just pull. You have the alpaca in blue and purple. I have a pink one. I have a white. I have a lot of alpacas, guys. I went through a phase. When I lived in Japan, all I did was buy alpacas. I think ranging in sizes from, Deborah, I'm not doing a list, at least today. I don't know if I'll do them again. So what I'm doing, oh, I broke my nail. Sorry guys, that shocked me. So what I'm doing is we're gonna do readings for the collective. I'll pull a card to start just for everyone here. And then I'm gonna pull some cards for situations or different people or what people are going through to come out. And then we'll pull some advice and some readings based on that. So if that card, that situation, that person that the cards are describing, if you're like, oh my gosh, that's me, that's the situation I'm in, that's how I'm feeling right now, then that message will be for you. So we're gonna try that today. But if you do want a personal question, it's a $10 donation, and then I'll do personal questions that way. So let's pull a card to start. This one here. Oh, I keep getting this one, guys. So we have the Wheel of Fortune to start off, and the Wheel of Fortune is a message just for everyone here. Lets us know to go with the flow a little bit more, to know that we can't control everything, right? So we have to loosen those reins a little bit and just kind of let what will be will be. It's like that Que Sera song, right? So with this Wheel of Fortune card, make sure that you're not being too stubborn. It's showing us that change is coming, that life is cyclical. If you're on an upswing and you're like, man, my life is great, things are going really well right now, appreciate that, appreciate those moments, be grateful for that time. And if you're kind of at the bottom of this wheel and you're like, man, I feel like I'm being run over all the time, I'm exhausted, things aren't going like I want them to, then the Wheel of Fortune is like, you know what, it's not gonna last forever, so just trust the process, you're gonna get through it, change is coming, okay? So that's what we have here. And this is a super cute deck. This is the Skele-Tarot. It's one of my favorites because I love skeletons, and I just think it's so adorable. Like, how can you not love cute little skeletons doing things, right? So guys, how are you today? How has your week been so far? You resonate with that one. I'm glad that was a card to start. So I'm not doing personalized questions today unless you want to do a $10 donation. Otherwise, we're gonna pull cards for situations and we'll see who connects with it. And if you don't, that's okay. There'll be another situation or feeling or person coming up. So let's see what we're gonna start with. I thought this would be kind of fun to try and it would give more people a chance to have a reading. So, hi Tina. Okay, interesting. So the situation, long week and it's only Tuesday. Oh my gosh, I feel that 100%. Okay, so the first situation that we're starting with, it's like we're kind of, here, oh, it goes this way. I just have it backwards here. Oh no, a stiff neck. So this one here we have the Seven of Swords, which was our card for Tea and Tarot Tuesday. So if you haven't checked that one out, check that out there. And the Hanged Man. So with the Seven of Swords and Hanged Man, the kind of situation that we're feeling here is, Tina, I'm not, if you want a personalized reading, it's a $10 donation. Otherwise, the reading's for the collective. And the reading right now that we're looking at is we're looking at anybody who feels kind of in this situation where you feel like you have a lot of challenges coming your way, and you keep getting stuck in these challenges. So the Seven of Swords is like, okay, we're trying to get through something, we're trying to get away with something maybe. We feel like challenges keep arising, keep roadblocking us, and we don't really know how to get through them right now. The Seven of Swords is like, maybe I have to be a bit sneaky, I'm trying to maybe find a shortcut or a different way around things. And the Hangman is like, because we don't feel like we can get through something, the Hanged Man is like, okay, now we're really kind of in pause. So there's something that you want to accomplish, something that you feel like you have to get through, something that you're trying your hardest in your mind to work out, that's what I want to say, trying hardest in your mind to work out, and the Hangman is like, okay, those thoughts just aren't quite coming to fruition, and we're feeling a bit stuck and like we're in a moment of inaction. So if that's the situation you feel like you're in right now, you're kind of stuck in your head, you know you have ideas, you want like a shortcut or a way around something, but nothing's really happening, you're kind of like in a moment of pause. Let's see, oh no, Deborah, I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling that way. And Elaine too, and Tina, okay, so it feels like a lot of people are feeling this way. So let's see what the cards have to say. If we're feeling this way, what can we do? How can we kind of get around this? So I'm gonna pull 3 cards for that. This one's sticking right out to me, so we're gonna grab that one and this one. Let me just take a sip of tea before I read them over here. Oh, I just made this cup and it's so good. And before I pull the, show them, look at how cute this cup is. So like the little constellations, when there's no hot liquid in it, it's just like stars. And when you put the hot liquid, they come out. Yes, I'm like a child, but I love this kind of stuff. So that's my cute thing. I hate it here. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry you hate it here. So right now I'm doing readings for the collective. If you want a personal reading, it's a $10 donation. Otherwise, we're pulling cards to like get a situation, a feeling, maybe a person, what someone's going through, and then we're gonna pull advice. So right now, if you're in a situation where you're really working mentally on how to get, oh, I'm so glad to hear that, working mentally on how to get through something, you feel a little bit stuck, and even though your brain is trying to work out a situation, you're trying to like get away with something, circumvent something here, you feel like nothing's coming to fruition, you're just kind of stuck. So that's what we have, and if you're in that situation, oh my gosh guys, cards are calling us out, okay. So if that's the, oh my gosh, so many people are feeling that way, so obviously like the cards want to share this message, and I love that, I'm so excited. Okay, so if that's how you're feeling right now, this is the advice from the cards. First, and we're going back to what we started with, so clearly a message people need to hear, is this Wheel of Fortune. And again, the Wheel of Fortune is like, we need to release control a little bit. Know that sometimes we can't figure it all out right away. Tiffany, don't worry, no problem, it made me laugh. So with the Wheel of Fortune here, it's definitely like, yeah, the cards are saying, yes, you're stuck in your head, and yes, you're on loop, but because of that, you're kind of going on the same loop over and over, and we're not breaking the cycle, right? So the Wheel of Fortune is like, we need to stop this a little bit and kind of just let things happen, let things play out, go with the flow, and try not to control the situation or control our thoughts too much. It's like we want something to happen so badly that we get that tunnel vision, and the Wheel of Fortune is like, look, you can't make it happen. There's change coming, but you can't force this to happen. So let's go with the flow a little bit. Now paired with that, we have the Four of Cups, right? And the Four of Cups is like, yeah, you're tired, right? You're feeling bored, you're feeling frustrated, because with that Hanged Man, we get that inaction, and we're like, oh my gosh, when are things gonna finally pick up for me? And the Four of Cups is like, hold on, just relax. Like, allow yourself to kind of feel in that apathy and boredom, like you are feeling a little bit lost right now. And the Four of Cups is like, it happens. You know, don't focus so much on the what am I gonna do? When am I gonna get there? Take a step back, take a deep breath, chill out by a tree. The normal tarot card is like a guy hanging out by a tree. And it says, like, you know, when there's new opportunities that do arise, it might be time to take them on. Now, the last card we have for this situation is the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands is, yeah, Rhea's over here. The Ten of Wands is telling us that we're feeling really loaded down right now. There's a heavy weight on our shoulders. We're getting tired, we're getting overwhelmed, and we keep taking on new tasks. So whatever it is we're trying to work out in that beginning situation, whatever thoughts keep rolling around in our head, and we're like, man, I just wish this would come to fruition. I just wish I could get over this hump. I just wish I could figure a way out. The Ten of Wands is like, look, you're almost there. Like, you're climbing up this hill. You are so close to being here. We need to release that control a little bit. We need to take a deep breath and allow ourselves just like a moment of nothingness, a moment of like just letting those laws kind of spill out everywhere, and knowing that it's okay if we don't take on everything right now. So kind of let things happen, and don't be afraid to shed some of those responsibilities. Hi, Precious, and hello, Lakers, and shed some of that weight, because the Ten of Wands here is like, yo, it's okay to ask for a little bit of help. Like, we're obviously struggling here. We're feeling that like we really want to control it, and the card is saying, no, you can't. And we're feeling that like boredom and that sense of blues, and we're feeling that overwhelm. So I think the whole message here is, if you're in this situation where you're really trying to figure stuff out, you're really trying to get around someone and something, sorry, not, well, it could be someone too, but something, and like that inaction is just driving you insane, the cards are like, you know what, go with the flow, reassess your responsibilities and your priorities, and know it's gonna work out, especially if you stop trying to control it, right? So just take a deep breath, be bored for a minute, have that inaction for a minute, allow yourself to kind of get all those blues out of you, and when something feels good, pick it up, but drop a few things so that you don't get that overwhelm, okay? So we're getting up to the top of the mountain there. It's gonna get better, but we have to get over that little hump first. So that was our first one. And Tiffany, oh, I love that. I so appreciate all that. And I'm glad. So that was our first one. Hi, Vincy, how are you? So we're doing things a little bit differently, guys, for anybody who normally joins me. I'm pulling cards to get situations or feelings or even specific people, and we're pulling advice based on those situations. So if the situation or the feeling, if it's something you're going through and you're like, man, this applies to me, this reading's for you, all right? And again, if you do want a personal reading, it's a $10 donation, links in my bio, and then you can have your question answered here live. But I do have lots of readings at adrianamari.com, so you can always book a reading with me. I have live one-on-one sessions if you just wanna like hang out and pull tarot cards. They're a lot of fun, but I have like a pre-organized, I don't know how to say that, prearranged spreads and things like that. If you'd rather have a video recording, if like a live session makes you super nervous, totally okay. There's also a $15 kind of like a one question reading. So if you're new to tarot, or if you're new to me and you just want to try it out, that's a really good option as well. So that's my spiel. I also do monthly giveaways, so make sure you're following me here on TikTok and on Instagram so that you know when my giveaways go live. And you can always join my newsletter. The link for that's also in my bio, so I'll send updates out. I usually just send them once a month right now. I might go to bi-weekly depending on how ambitious I get. But I send those out so you'll know when things are happening. So that's what's going on. We're gonna pull it. I have a couple cards here for a new situation. Just gonna take a sip of tea. But guys, let me know how your day's going, where you are. Any pets? My little pet's over here sleeping next to me. Do you like coffee? Do you like tea? All right. Okay. Oh, okay. So our next situation. Oh, hello Meg. Hello, Melody. Oh, Skullgirl, I didn't realize you were from Australia. And Skullgirl, what's your first name if you don't mind sharing? Oh, it's stressful. Oh, I'm so sorry. And you know what? It's hilarious you said that, because we have the Ten of Wands for our next situation. And the Ten of Wands is that stress, right? Oh, Ashley, that's right. Ashley, I'm sorry, because I remember I loved the way you were spelling your name with the L-E-A. I think that's so pretty. Boyfriend hasn't come home, and you don't think he's coming home at all? Maybe he just needs some time, a little time out too, right? Okay, so our next situation that we're going to pull some cards for is the Ten of Wands and the Three of Wands. And okay, you guys are telling me you're stressed and I get this Ten of Wands, like what is happening? So, oh Kenny, I didn't know you were from Northern Saskatchewan, so cool. So the Ten of Wands here is telling us we're feeling that stress. We're feeling that, oh gosh, Deborah, I'm so sorry. He wanted space, okay, yeah, time out, right? So the Ten of Wands is that feeling of stress, is that feeling of overwhelm, is that weight on your shoulders, and you're like, I feel like I'm being pressed into the ground, and no matter how hard I try, I can't lift that up, right? Like that gets so frustrating and overwhelming. So I feel like everybody who's like, oh my God, I'm so stressed right now, here you are with the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Wands, I'm sorry. And the Three of Wands here is telling us that, yeah, we're feeling like really beaten down. We're feeling really heavy and tired. But then here with the Three of Wands, it's like, but I want more. I want to expand. I want to grow. I want to like kind of see how I can change my life and take it in a new direction. So like you're feeling that stress and that overwhelm, but part of you really just wants to kind of burst out of it because you want that future, right? So that's what we have. That's our situation there right now. So let's see what advice the cards have if you're feeling that kind of way, all right? Okay. And again, we're gonna do 3. And guys, if you have any questions about tarot or you know, my beliefs about tarot or anything like that, feel free to ask in the comments. If you do want a personal question, it's a $10 donation, links in my bio, and that's always on the table. Okay, so if you're feeling that stress and you're ready to like break out, like you want it just to burst out of you, basically, let's see what we have here. Oh, okay. Okay. So it's a little bit, it's up and down right now, and you know what, there's nothing wrong with that. So first we have the Five of Pentacles. So everyone who's feeling stressed, this Five of Pentacles is like, guys, you have to stop. We have to put that load down for a minute, and we really need to take care of ourselves, all right? The Five of Pentacles usually comes at a time when we're feeling really down on our luck. We're feeling our health isn't 100% great a lot of the time, so that stress could be starting to take a physical toll on you with this Five of Pentacles. So we want to make sure that we are really doing what we can to nurture our well-being. This card too can also come as a reminder, and I'm going to say this especially because it's paired with the Nine of Pentacles next. So this Five of Pentacles here can come as a reminder that some of our problems are because we are coming from a lack mindset. So we're kind of focusing on everything that we don't have, everything that is going wrong in our life. And because we're so focused on that, we feel that stress and that weight just pressing down. It's like, it kind of like hurts your shoulders and your back and stuff, right? Because it's like you're just being pushed down all the time by someone or something. So this Nine of Pentacles is like, hey, wait a second though. A lot of our problems here, a lot of the reason we're feeling like this is because we're in that lack mindset. And I'm not saying that's true for everyone and that like things aren't bad. Yeah, things can suck sometimes, but it's like, don't focus all of your energy on the things that are going wrong or the things that you're missing out on. Your stiff neck. So the Nine of Pentacles is like, okay, let's look towards our accomplishment. Like what would oh my goodness, I love it, but I know how you're like, oh my gosh, cards, how? So yeah, this Nine of Pentacles is like, you know what, let's look towards the future a little bit. Let's look towards the abundance that we have, the good things that are going on in our life, because this Nine of Pentacles a lot of the time is like the card of gratitude and practicing that gratitude. Oh, thank you, Ashley. And knowing that having that gratitude practice and like treating ourselves a little bit is going to help over here with that stress and that self-care and making sure that we're nurturing, I'm saying it weird, nurturing ourselves, especially with this Five of Pentacles. If money is also kind of a stressor for you, the Nine of Pentacles is like, you know what, don't worry so much about it, just keep your head down, keep working, you're going to get to a place of stability, but first we really have to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. And the last one is the Four of Cups as well. And the four, this one keeps coming up too, right? And the Four of Cups, again, it's like that feeling of boredom. So I think a lot of the time, especially because we have this Five of Pentacles and this Four of Cups, so hello, Moni. So because we have this Five, which is like that lack mindset, and this Four of Cups, which is that case of the blahs, we're putting these two together, so it's really hard to see the good things. So everyone who is feeling that stress, everyone who is feeling tired and just like, oh, the long distance relationship, that's fair. But like everyone who is feeling that case of the blahs and you're just kind of like being pushed down, let's take a minute and let's do some gratitude practice. So if you're here and you want to share, like right now, I want you to think, what are three things that you're grateful for in your life? And they don't have to be big, crazy things. I try to do this every night before I go to bed. I tell Rhea here 3 to 5 things that I'm grateful for. Oh, hello, Shannon. And it can just make you feel better because you start to see the light, right, in the darkness there. So if anybody wants to share, what are you grateful for? So for me, of course, I'm grateful for Rhea, even though she looks like crazy right now because her eyes are white because like they're half closed. I'm definitely grateful for all the support, friends, family. My dad was here earlier just listening to me talk about tarot parties and what I want to do. So like I appreciate that support 100%. What else? Oh, tea. I'm grateful for tea today. Like I need this to get through, so I'm totally grateful for that. So let's see, we have family, food, phone, love it. Shannon, coffee, hoodies, and your roommates. Aw, I like that too. And hoodies, yes, especially in this like crummy weather where it's so rainy and like blah. Ashley, your mom, your cats, your home, oh, your bed is a good one. That's a really good one too. You know, when you get into bed at the end of the day, even if it's a crummy day, you're like, oh, it just feels so good to be here. I love that too, especially when you have like clean sheets. That's the best feeling. So if anyone else wants to share, feel free to do so, but I'm gonna shuffle these up and pull another situation. Your parents, your kids, your friends. Oh, I love that. And yes, precious tea is always grateful for tea. You guys know I love my, yes, clean sheets and shaved legs, 100%. Especially when you just put moisturizer on and it's so smooth and you're like, ah, I feel like silk. I love that. Oh, that's so beautiful, forever grateful. I appreciate that. The alpaca staring into your soul. He is. That's how we get the messages from the cards. They're really channeled through the alpaca tonight. Maybe that's it. Oh, April, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, guys, let's pull some cards for another situation. I like the collective ones. These are interesting. They're fun. It's interesting to see what comes up. So again, if you're new here, what we're doing tonight, let me just put my leg down. What we're doing tonight is free readings for the collective. So I'm pulling cards to describe a person, a feeling, a situation. And if that situation is what you're going through, then the next few cards will be the advice on, you know, what to do from there. If you do want a personalized reading, it's a $10 donation if you want it here live. Otherwise, you can always buy a reading with me at adrianamari.com. Tracy, hello. Elaine, lately thankful for your winter coat, boots, and hat. Oh my God, 100%. I can believe that. I love all my toques. I don't wear hats normally, but for some reason I love toques. Like I love winter toques. They're my favorite. Okay, let's see what we have coming up here. Okay, woo, winter can go away. I totally agree. Rennie, the link is in my bio, but if you go to, you can PayPal me at contact@adrianamari.com, or in my bio, there's a link at the top there, just to try to make it easier. Okay guys, next situation that we're describing is the Five of Cups and the Five of Swords. So the Five of Cups is that we're really looking at the past right now. We're focusing on mistakes that we've made. We're focusing on things that have been really disappointing. And the Five of Swords is you've had a fight or an argument with someone. I know, Shannon, I love them. The Five of Swords is that you've had that argument, that disagreement. There's a lot of tension between you and someone else. And it could just be like you had an argument, you exchanged words, things are not going smoothly, and it makes you feel really down, right? So if you recently got in an argument with someone, exchanged words, maybe you said something you didn't mean, maybe they said something to you that really hurt your feelings, or something that they said that really got stuck in your head, and the more you think about it, the more it hurts, right? Because a lot of the time someone's gonna say something to you, and even if you know it's not true, the fact that they said it, you kind of cling on to those negative words, right? So if you're feeling this right now, you know, you're feeling kind of bummed about something that's happened recently, definitely could be a relationship. Yeah, because this Five of Swords is that friction, that tension, that conflict between either a person or a group of people, right? So this person like has done something and there's definitely like emotional and mental pain here. So that's what we get here. So we have like the emotional pain in the Five of Cups and the mental pain in the Five of Swords. Oh my gosh, you had a fight about the past today. Well, whatever comes up next, that's for you, because that's pretty much what this is. So yeah, that emotional mental pain. All right, so let's see, how can we, oh, it's one of your friends, I'm sorry. So let's see what we can do going forward and what's gonna help us move on from that, right? Oh, which one do I like? I like this one here. Okay, yes, okay. There we go. Oh my gosh, it's a long one. A long one. Oh goodness. All right, guys. Well, there's lots of hope here in these cards, so you're not going to talk to her. Yeah, Shannon, it might not be something for everyone. That's why I feel like pulling the situations. Some people will be like, oh my gosh, that's what I'm going through. And if not, maybe the next situation is what you're feeling, right? So first up, we have the Ace of Wands. So if you have that fight, if you have that mental, emotional distress because of an argument with somebody, the Ace of Wands is telling us that, you know what, there's... Oh, thank you, Shannon. I appreciate that. The Ace of Wands is telling us that there is some kind of new possibility on the horizon there, right? So with the Ace of Wands, we definitely are starting to get like new ideas. Usually it's creative ideas, but it can also be ideas of like expression. So maybe ways that we can approach our situation, look at it in a new light, and kind of figure out how we're going to work through this. Now the next one is the High Priestess, and the High Priestess definitely tells us that, look, whatever is happening in this situation with another person, whatever fight you had, whatever emotional damage has happened, whatever questions you're asking about their motives, like why did they say that, or why do we keep going back to this cycle? The High Priestess is like, you know what, you already know why. You already know why this keeps happening. The answer is within you. Like, don't pretend you don't know. It's not some big mystery. Deep down, you know why this is happening. So quiet out the outside world, quiet out like all of your, like the things that you're telling yourself that deep down you know aren't true, and listen to that inner guidance, because that inner guidance will tell you exactly what you need to know to kind of work through this situation. And you're gonna know, like, is this something that you should pursue? Because this Ace of Wands is about new beginnings and new possibilities. So is our new beginning, we say bye-bye to that relationship? Or is our new beginning, okay, we're gonna start fresh, we're gonna clear the slate, and we're going to work everything out? And the High Priestess is like, deep down, you know which path you need to take, but you have to figure it out. Then we have the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is interesting because generally this is a card about being greedy, but it's also about a card about building up walls. Now, normally I'd say, you know, we want those walls down a little bit, but because we have this pain here in these two guys, we've had this hurt, we've had this tension, this conflict, the Four of Pentacles is like, you know what, put up that wall for a bit. You know, don't let that person back in right away. Like, work things out. Don't be afraid to work towards a new beginning, but sometimes a new beginning means that we have to build a little bit of a wall before we can let them back in so they're not hurting us over and over. Right? So sometimes, and I'm your therapist in disguise. I love that. And the walls up sometimes aren't a bad thing, right? Sometimes we have to be a little bit greedy with ourselves and our feelings and protect ourselves so that we don't get back into this situation when we're like, I am just repeating this cycle of hurt and pain, and we're just having this argument over and over and over. And with this, it's like something has to change, right? Because this Ace of Wands is that new journey, that new catalyst, that new adventure. So it might be time to shelve whatever fight, whatever person, whatever relationship this might represent to you, and kind of go on a journey on your own, a little bit of soul seeking, because again, that High Priestess is like, there's inner wisdom here that we need to listen to. So you have to decide, is this worth it or not? If you do wish to have this person in your life and work through it, don't be afraid to protect yourself a little bit. Otherwise, we're gonna go back here, right? We're gonna repeat that cycle over and over, and we don't want that. So I'd say be a little protective of yourself, not so much so that you can't work things through, of course, but don't be afraid to like put those boundaries or those walls up a little bit, because sometimes they need, like, you need to put that line in the sand, right? Like, you can tell someone, you can't treat me like that. Like, you cannot speak to me like that if you want this to work. So be a little greedy. Be a little bit greedy to yourself, if that makes sense. So there we go. That was that situation. Let's get a happy situation, guys. Oh, Paul, yes, I know. I know, guys. Last week, I think I only went live on Saturday. I was not feeling good last week for some reason. Like, I was just, I don't know, I had a headache like every freaking day. I don't know if it was the weather. Hello, Mildred. I don't know what was going on, but last week was not my favorite. Although I did have a friend come over for a one-on-one session, like a tarot session, and it was awesome. So that part was really good. Because of like COVID and stuff, I haven't done tons of like I can touch you in person readings. Not that I like touch people, but you know what I mean? Like sitting next to each other kind of readings. So that was really fun. Okay, let's see what our next situation is. And guys, thanks for the likes and the follows. Let me know how you're doing. I'm gonna take another sip of tea here. Can you hear the music in the background? No? You look creepy in the video, little dog. All right. I want, like, it's weird how when like animals look at the camera, they have like that red eyes, right? They look evil. All right, let's see what situation's next. Oh, all right. Someone's getting super serious. Okay, good. I'm glad you can hear it this time. Thank you for letting me know. All right, so our situation now is the Queen of Swords. So, oh, thank you, Paul. Oh, just the alpaca staring right into your soul. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords. So if you're someone right now who's really in your head, if you have really good perception, this one's for you. Or if there's like a situation that you're trying to figure out this and you're like kind of observing it, you're not taking action quite yet, you're getting all your facts first. This Queen of Swords represents that kind of person. Intelligent, trying to get all the facts straight, maybe holding back on the decisions right now, just as you're like, okay, I'm gonna try to figure this out, because we're searching for truth and justice here. So if there's a situation in your life and you're like, I need a truthful answer. I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of like these stupid toxic answers. I'm tired of being gaslit. I'm tired of people talking in circles and not actually giving me an answer. That's what we're kind of looking for here. Justice could also be if you're going through anything a little bit more legal based. That could totally be part of that as well, that Justice card. So we're definitely lots of like mental, honest, kind of intense energy right now. So Paul, that's you. Forever Grateful, what was your first name? I'm so sorry. I'm calling you out, I'm sorry. So that's where we are. So if this is your situation right now, let's see what advice the cards have for you there. All right, we're gonna pull this one. And Vinci, that's right. I'm so sorry. I don't know why. I know you said that. I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget. And I feel bad that I forgot, so I'm so sorry about that. I'll remember next time, I promise. Okay, so let's see what our situation is now. Here we go. All right, guys, so if you're in your head a lot, if you're kind of waiting to see how things play out, you're really observing situations, if you're looking for truth and answers, this is the advice for you. Okay, interesting. I like this one. Okay. It's okay, but it's Chezamia. Let me know how I pronounce it properly. Okay. So first up, we have the Moon card. And the Moon card, especially for someone so logical like our lovely queen here, the Moon card is like, you know what, there's still stuff you don't know. So whatever truth, whatever answers that you're really searching for, that you really want to bring to life, hold up. There's still some things that have to come to light here, because the Moon is saying, we don't know, we don't have all the facts quite yet, right? So we kind of have to, wait and get all the facts. And I don't want to say like sit on your butt and hope it comes to you. The Moon is all about that journey. So go looking for the facts, right? Go looking for that light, for the truth. And at the same time, I know it's hard to believe, right, Paul? At the same time, with the Moon card, there is a bit of fear here. So part of this like waiting with the Queen and trying to think it through, and part of this like hoping for justice and truth and honesty, part of it we're holding back because we're afraid to get the truth, right? We're afraid of the actual answer. So we're like, I'm just gonna keep thinking about it. I'm just gonna wait and see if these answers come to me. I'm gonna wait and see if they're being honest or truthful or whatever, instead of finding it out because we're scared of the answer, right? So things still here to come to light, and a little bit of fear definitely playing in that situation. Then we also have the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles, it's interesting because it's definitely about balance, right? And so is this Justice card here. So Justice is like, we're looking for truth, we're looking for answers. We want to make sure that people are aware that their actions have consequences. And the Two of Pentacles is like, okay, but we have to balance all this. Like, excuse me, yes, we do want our truth. Yes, we do want to find out what's going on. But if we put all of our energy into one thing only and get that tunnel vision, we're going to be super lopsided, right? And other responsibilities, other priorities, other relationships are going to take a back seat, and we can definitely hurt those parts of our lives because we're so focused on whatever it is. So with this Two of Pentacles, it's definitely like, okay, like it's great that you want to find those answers. It's great that you want to, you know, work through this situation. It's great that you want to problem solve right now, but please don't get that tunnel vision. Please don't focus so much on like, what are they doing? What are they thinking? What is happening? Are they being honest? That you almost create, and with this moon, you create more of an issue that actually exists, right? So we want to make sure we're really approaching things in a level playing field here, and that we're taking care of ourselves and our other responsibilities so that we don't get backlogged later on, right? Then we have our Page of Swords. And Ryan, thank you. I just got yours, so I'll grab your question when we're done here. So I need to write that down. Okay. So then we have an investigator, yeah. Then we have the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is like, look, we're being a little bit cautious, but we are really curious. So keep that curious vibe going. Like keep searching for answers, but more so than like, you know, being a sneaky sneak to search for answers, ask questions. This page is a question asker. They're not afraid to ask the difficult questions. And it seems like a lot of the time, especially here with like the Queen who's so internal, right? And the Justice card who's like, okay, we're waiting for that truth and justice to be served. We sometimes don't ask the important questions because maybe we're afraid of the answer. So the page is encouraging us to ask the questions, to speed things up a little bit so that we're not focused so much here. Hello, how are you? So that's what we have, guys. If you are really stuck looking for truth, looking for someone's honesty right now, just be careful there. Know that there's still more to come. Don't allow your fear to get in the way of finding that truth, but stay balanced so we don't get that tunnel vision, but don't be afraid to ask those questions. Oh, thank you. I know I wasn't feeling well last week, so I didn't go live. So I like, oh good, I like that's what you do. You get to the point, which is perfect. That's what we want, right? Because I think a lot of the time we're scared to like communicate what we need. Oh, they're just gold today. I don't have nail stickers on. We don't communicate what we really need or want because we get nervous. So we're like, maybe I'll just wait and see what happens. And a lot of that, Queen, is internal. So part of the problem is you could be blowing up the situation in your head, right? So we don't want that. Oh, Paul, I'm glad it picked you up. I'm so glad to hear that. Okay, so, Ryan, I can't see the whole thing here. My thing sucks. So Ryan, if you're here, please let me know what your question is and we'll pull some cards and we'll see what comes up. Oh, I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to waste time too. But at the same time, like I get the same way though. Like I have a hard time just being like, bleh. So we're doing something. Ryan just donated, so I'll do Ryan's reading right now. Just general, okay. But I am, oh, eat. What was your first name again? I feel bad. Guys, I try so hard to remember everybody's first names and then I forget. So what we're doing today, maybe from now on, because I'm really enjoying this, is it's a $10 donation for a personal question. Otherwise, I'm pulling situations with the cards. Rafa, okay. I'm pulling situations with the cards, and if that situation speaks to you or is what you're going through right now, then the following message would be for you. So that's what we're doing. But Ryan, let's see what the cards have to say for you right now. All right. No, I don't like that one. There's this one. Okay. There we go. Sorry, let me just put the dog down first because now she's like, I want it down. She's like, ooh, I just dropped you. Are you okay? She's good. All right. Aw. Interesting. Ooh, okay. It's an interesting journey that we have for you here, Ryan. Okay, so first up, we have the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is definitely about our relationship with giving and receiving. So if things have been going well for you and you feel like kind of giving back in some way, the Six of Pentacles is like, now is the time to do it, right? So it's about that sense of community, and it's not necessarily about giving money. Like you don't have to spend money to be a giving person or a generous person, right? It's your time, it's your expertise, it's just even like a listening or a lending ear sometimes. So that's what this is saying Thanks, Mildred. That's what the Six of Pentacles is saying, like really examining that give-take relationship. Now, if you are in a relationship and you feel like it's a bit one-sided, and it doesn't have to be romantic, it could be a friendship, it could be your work relationship there, but the Six of Pentacles is like, let's make sure that we do have a fair give and take, right? Because we don't want to feel taken advantage of. And sometimes we do feel like obligated to do certain things, and then we get kind of resentful because we're like, I am giving all my time, I am putting all my effort into this, like I don't want to say where is my return, it's not necessarily a selfish thing, but you can't give all the time and not get anything in return and then feel great about it, right? Like, we're human. I mean, let's be realistic here. The next one we have up is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant definitely, and the reason I was saying I'm wondering if there's like a situation there where you feel obligated to give a lot of yourself or a lot of your time or whatever, is because this Hierophant is about those rules, right? It's about that structure and those rules and those societies, I guess, that we feel like we have to abide by a certain doctrine with that. So that's why I'm wondering if there's like a situation in your life where you feel obligated to share more of yourself, more of your time, more of your energy, whatever it is, and it's not because you feel like it's making a difference or because you really want to. It's more out of that obligation. And sometimes that's okay, but I think that's something worth examining there. Like, are you doing it because you feel like you have to? Or are you doing it because it's something that you really do want to do? My mind always goes to work with this. I don't know why I keep like going back to work. Maybe because the Six of Pentacles is like often about like job, right? But with the Six of Pentacles and the Hierophant here, a lot of the time, especially with like this whole pandemic thing, we feel like we have to give more of ourselves because things have been tough, or because we're going to, we're working from home, or like whatever. So it could be something like that. That's what I'm thinking here. And again, it's this structure, it's this like, this feeling of kind of confinement, and sometimes it's not a bad thing, like, you know, you gotta get your bills paid and whatever, but sometimes it's actually an imposition, right? So I feel like there's kind of constraints here that we want to, you know, break out of a little bit. Good news though. The last card that we have here is the Fool, and I'm gonna pull one more just as like a parting card there. But the last card we have there is the Fool card, and the Fool is telling us that like whatever is happening here, whatever is like the stressor in this situation, the Fool is like, okay, but look, there's a new beginning coming. There's a chance to take a risk, to start a new adventure, to kind of put this sort of relationship here like behind you. So where we're feeling a little bit confined, a little bit like we have to stick and play by the rules with the Hierophant, the Fool is like, okay, but there's something new right around the corner, and there's an adventure coming. So when you see it, take it, like say yes. If you're hesitating or waiting to do something and you're like, man, I just kind of want to sign if I should go ahead with it, the Fool card is like, yeah, you probably should take that risk. You probably should take that leap of faith and go for it. Like, know that things are going to work out. You will be taken care of, and know that you don't have to have the whole thing figured out right now. The Fool is all about trusting that things are gonna work out as they're meant to, without having to plan everything in super great detail, which I feel like also goes back to this Hierophant, right? That need for structure. And the Fool is like, let's relax on the rules and the structure for a little bit in our life, because we need a bit of that like breath of fresh air, right? That rejuvenation, that free-spiritedness, I guess, so to say. Oh, I love it. Okay, then the last one we have is the World. So we have all the new beginnings with the Fool, and then we have all the endings with the World. So if you're thinking of traveling somewhere, as long as you feel like it's safe to do so, the World, like these two cards combined, I would be like, yeah, definitely time to travel, because the Fool is about that new adventure, and the World, mundanely, is the world, right? Like getting out there, seeing and experiencing new things, so that you get out of this feeling of like monotony, routine, and kind of stuckness. Especially if you're in a relationship with someone and some of this give and take is from this, where you're feeling kind of like loaded down on. I feel like getting out there and traveling and getting that rejuvenation and that free spirit back, that breath of fresh air, will really help you pick things up and kind of get you in a better headspace. The world is also about bringing things to completion, so whatever you're thinking of doing here, whatever adventure you're thinking of seeking or going on or jumping towards here in the Fool, the world is like, yes, go for it 100%, but make sure that you're tying up these loose ends so you don't leave anything hanging before you start on whatever new venture it is that you want to go for. So there we have it, Ryan. I hope that makes sense to what's going on in your life. But I feel like good things are coming. I feel like you feel like a little bit confined right now, but that freedom, that sense of freedom is coming. Rhea, the dog's trying to eat plastic, so, but that's what we have there. All right, whew. I'm feeling very warm tonight. Rhea, oh my gosh, guys, I have like a plastic bag of plastic for recycling. So now she's like, I'm just gonna tear all of this up because you're trying to talk on your live. So I apologize if you can hear her rustling through plastic there. That's painful. Like it seems all around. All around work. Yeah, that's what I was feeling with the work thing. But I feel like whatever restrictions or whatever like tightness, I don't know why I keep saying that kind of feeling, that release is coming. So it's like, okay, things are gonna work out the way they're supposed to. I'm gonna be able to kind of loosen up, but let loose a little bit, see the world a little bit, enjoy myself, right? A little bit more. So that's what we saw there with the general one. Oh my gosh, Rhea. Oh my god, I'm sorry, God. My dog is so bad. I know, right? And the dog has a gazillion toys. Like she has a toy box, literally, like I don't have enough room for the toys in the toy box. The rabbit goes through it and pulls things out he likes too, but no, she wants to eat the garbage. Yay. Aman, I'm not doing questions. Unless it's a $10 donation for personal questions. Otherwise, I'm pulling situations with the cards and we'll see what comes up. So let's get our next situation here. Your dog loves bottles. Oh, like the plastic bottles? They have toys with those in them. My dog likes everything. She loves toys. But there are none in here to bring to me and the door's closed so the rabbit can't come in because he's been a terror. Guys, this is my life lately. It's been something else, let me tell you. Ooh. Okay, we're getting intense again. Rhea, you have to stop. Come here. She doesn't like it when I ignore her. Okay, so next situation that we're gonna pull cards for is, again, 10 of Wands and the Devil. So if this represents you, the next message will be for you. The 10 of Wands here, again, that stress. We're feeling that loaded down, we're feeling kind of tired, we're feeling overwhelmed. And the Devil card is we're really, there could be like an obsession or a bit of an addiction that because we're feeling stressed, we're giving into. So it could be something, it could be something a little more dangerous like drugs or alcohol, but at the same time, the Devil could be like we rely on food as a coping mechanism. Like we feel stressed, so we overeat. We feel stressed, so we don't do anything, we binge watch Netflix, you know? So it's kind of that coping mechanism that we do because we're stressed. So if you are feeling this stress and you know that you're giving into bad habits, oh my God, Rhea! Oh my goodness. Because you're giving into bad habits because of it, this message next will be for you. Not saying anything. Oh no. All right, so let's see what we have. What advice do we have with that? Rhea, please stop. She's so cute, guys. It's okay if you binge watch Netflix as long as you're not doing it as a way to like escape your stress and not face it all the time. Like, right? Every now and then we need those relaxing things. So Jada, what I'm doing, we're doing readings for the collective. So I'm pulling a couple cards to describe either a situation, how you're feeling right now, just depending on what comes up. And then we're pulling some advice for that situation. So if the situation of like stress and relying on coping mechanisms is totally like you're feeling that right now, then this next message would be for you. You were told to change your choice of drinks. Oh my goodness. Every day you're starting your healthy life. Oh my gosh, for me it's like every day I'm like, I'm gonna drink today. I'm gonna stay hydrated. Do I? No, I just drink tea and then I get headaches and wonder why. So I feel that. Okay, okay, oh, okay. Ooh, all right. So we're getting a little bit, we're getting serious here, guys. So again, the situation is that stress, and we're relying on coping mechanisms, addictions, obsessions to kind of ignore the stress and not deal with it. This is what we get for our reading. So first up, we have the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords is like, listen, like we have a situation here where we have to make a decision. We're not making a decision. We're like kind of prolonging it all the time. We're ignoring it. Whatever the stress, the cause of that stress is, there's a decision there to be made and we're not making it, which is just adding to the stress, right? So to deal with it, we're, you know, doing whatever coping mechanism we rely on. And that's not a judgment because we all do it, so don't worry. But the Two of Swords is like, okay, you know what? We need to make a choice here. So we either choose to stand up and take care of this, or we repeat this cycle over and over and over. Or if you know what your stressor is, it's like we have to choose to deal with this. Or you choose not to, and again, you repeat the cycle, right? So the Two of Swords is like, all right, we're being indecisive. We need to take that blindfold off. We need to stop feeling sorry for ourselves. We have to stop, you know, making ourselves a kind of victim in our head where we're like, well, nothing I can do about it, right? And it's like, yeah, you can. So the Two of Swords wants us to think it through, see it logically, not from a place of fear, not from a place of like emotional stress and that kind of stuff. It's like we got to see this with clarity from kind of an outside perspective. Maybe might help a little bit so that we can actually make a choice and follow through on that choice. So the next card we have is also a Swords card, which is the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is about that like mental moment where you're like, oh, okay, this is my breakthrough. This is what I have to do. This is where I need to go. And I feel like once you stand up and make that decision, like, I'm gonna stop doing this. I'm gonna cut this person out of my life if that's your stressor. I'm going to, what else stresses out people? I'm going to start saving money because I'm really stressed out about my financial situation. I'm going to, you know, ask these questions that are really uncomfortable in my relationship because not knowing the truth is stressing me out, you know? So whatever decision you're making here, it leads to that breakthrough where you kind of feel that release, where it's like, oh my gosh, I can see again, right? I can't stop being nice. Yeah, and that could be it too, right? Like sometimes we want to people please and be too nice to people, and it's like, you know what? I gotta stop this crap. Like I just gotta stop doing the people pleasing thing and kind of take care of myself. And then we realize it, and the Ace of Swords is like, yes, like it's that fresh air, it's that moment of clarity, it's that aha moment where you're like, yes, I can finally see that there are possibilities out there for me. I have new ideas that I'm excited about. So we do get that, like, you know, I keep saying breath of fresh air, but that's just what keeps coming into my mind. So that. Then we also have the Five of Swords. So there is going to be some discomfort here. We are going to probably have somebody in our life or even our own thoughts that kind of betray us. So whatever choice we make here, we're feeling really good about it, and then someone comes along and says some crap to us, which makes us kind of want to go back here, right? And deal with it again with however we deal with it in the Devil card. So I feel like with this Five of Swords, when this situation comes back up, we kind of repeat this cycle again where we are like, and Sophie, thank you, I'll do your question right next. So we do get back to here where it's just like, you know, yes, we feel that hurt and pain, so now we have to make that choice again. Are we going to repeat the cycle, or are we going to break the cycle, right? And again, with this Devil, half of this Devil card is about freeing ourselves from those limitations that we place, from those bad habits. So we have to make the choice to do it. We get that moment of breakthrough, and then don't fall back into that trap, all right? Whether you're trapping yourself or someone else is doing it, that's what we have there. All right, so that's, whew, that was intense, guys. That was an intense one. So that's what we have. So Sophia, thank you so much for your donation. What was your question? What was your question? Oh, you had to make a call. That's okay. We're glad that you're back. And my dog is now laying in the plastic, so you know, that's fun. She's such a weird little animal. Okay. Is the affair between Jasdeep and X will keep going? Okay. So you're dating him. Super intense. Yes, Rachel, it's all your fault. Okay, so, sorry, Sophia, you're dating Jasdeep, right? Is that right? I feel like I remember that from before. And are you saying that he kind of keeps like talking to his ex? Is he cheating on you, do you feel like? Or he just like keeps like going back and having conversations with them? So let me know what like, do you think he's actually cheating, or is it just like they're having conversations and it's like, you're like, oh my God, is he gonna ditch me for this girl? It's his baby mother. Okay, so he can't just like cut her out and be like, bye, right? Because they have this child together. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so let's just see. We'll pull some cards for your relationship. It's better to focus on you. So let's focus on your relationship with him. And we'll see what comes up here, okay? Because I feel like we do have to remember, I mean, if they have a child together, they're always going to be part of each other's lives. He invited you to his dad's funeral. Oh, I'm sorry, that's painful. And you saw her and you felt something. So you felt like there was like some kind of spark or something there. Is that what you mean? Okay. I don't know why. I feel like I need one more, and I don't even know why I feel like that, but we're gonna pull one more. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna see what comes up. Okay. Okay, I do like this. I'm reading to leave him if something. So this can kind of go two ways here. So first we have the Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups is, if I remember correctly too, this is like kind of a newer, oh hello guys, it's kind of like a newer relationship, right? And I feel like with the Page of Cups, even if you've known each other for a while, this kind of connection maybe is new to both of you, like this relationship is new to you. So with this Page of Cups, we do get that new beginning, we get those like, it's exciting, we get those like feelings bubbling up every now and then, right? And we kind of want that love and that connection here. Like the Page of Cups is definitely a dreamer. So I feel like this is someone, you know, when you first started going out, you're like, oh man, this is like a great relationship. This person's gonna be good for me. We have such a great connection. So a lot of it isn't that the feelings weren't there, but a lot of it is a bit idealized, right? Because this page is still young. I'm not saying you're immature, but like the idea of the page is that it's kind of like an immature love where it's not something that's like grown over years and years or anything like that, right? Like it's that new love where we have all of these kind of hopes, maybe expectations. I'm not doing, I'll explain in a minute about the list thing. I'm not doing that today, but I'll explain in a sec. When I'm done, Sophia's here. So Page of Cups, yes. So definitely new relationship. I feel like there's still not a lot of depth to it right now. Like I'm not saying you're not connecting on a deep level, but it's not a deep relationship the way it is right now. I'm not saying again it can't get there, but I think that's where we're starting. And I feel like because he has a child with this other person, there's a little bit of jealousy or contention there, because it's like they have that history that you don't have, right? And with this page especially, that makes us feel really nervous, and you are totally justified to feel that way, because it's just like, you know, they have that connection, that's something like a tie that they have that is really hard. I mean, you can never sever it because the child is always there. But yeah, it's just like that history that's really hard to compete with, I guess. And I feel like that's what we feel here with that page. The next one that we have is the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is about moving forward and moving on with our lives. Now with this page definitely is also calling on us to trust our intuition and like trust our gut feeling. And with the Six of Swords here, like we really want to consider, is this you leaving the relationship? Or is this you leaving that baggage, that jealousy, that anxiousness behind so that you guys can move forward to something new together? So I feel like I can't answer that question 100% here. I don't see anything, well, I wouldn't say I would see anything here that's like saying, oh my gosh, they're so sneaky, they're cheating on you and stuff. I feel like the Six of Swords, a lot of it is like we're trying to leave our past behind. We're trying to leave that baggage over here, but sometimes it keeps swelling up again, right? And I don't want to say like a child is baggage, right? You could leave this behind, but as long as he's not cheating, that's fair. So yeah, I feel like this, it's hard to say at this point if this is like you being like, okay, I'm done, bye, or if it's like, no, he's really just trying to leave that kind of life behind, but it takes, like, it's hard, right? It takes time. It's not like you can just sever that kind of relationship, cut off the mother of your child and be like, okay, bye. You know, that's a hard thing to do. So that's what we have here, and I'm going to keep going because the next one we have is the Queen of Pentacles. And I feel like this Queen of Pentacles is definitely telling you to be confident more than anything, right? I feel like I don't see cheating here personally. So I would never say like 100% I know, I'm not psychic, right? But like based on the cards here, my assumption wouldn't be like, oh, he's cheating on you. My assumption would be is like there's jealousy here. There's something that we need to leave behind. There's some baggage that we're clinging on to, and it could be a bit of both of you. Like if you've had this kind of situation in the past and this, like whatever's happening now is bringing up those feelings again. The Six of Swords is like, you know what? Before we can move forward, we have to put that behind us. Because the Queen of Pentacles is like, you know what? You have to look out for you. Like you have to do what makes you feel good and right. Like there's some stability here, and that's what we're really chasing, right? We're chasing that feeling of security, that stability in a relationship that we can nurture and that can grow into something else, right? So I feel like with these cards here, this is the place we want to be in. We want to be this Queen of Pentacles sitting on her throne, having like the kind of happy family life. And I think part of you sees that in his ex-partner, because again, they had that child together. So I think a lot of it is stemming from jealousy more than an actual cheating thing going on. Because the last one we have here is the Three of Wands. And if this was a Three of Cups, I'd be like, maybe a little bit sneaky. But the Three of Wands is that desire to grow and to expand and to kind of have something, like have a future plan that you work towards together. And with this Queen of Pentacles, like this Queen of Pentacles is that hard worker. So I feel like there is something that you can make here together, but you have to both be willing to work on the current issues before you can ever get to this expansion. Because I think a lot of the issues here come from the fact that this is a relatively new relationship and that there is definitely some jealousy here. Because I think we're and if you look at the cards like the way they are, you can see that the Page and the Queen are kind of looking at each other like a stare down, right? So we have like the new relationship, then we have like the trying to move on towards that, but then we have this Queen like staring at that. So it could, like, I think a lot of it isn't so much that he is being unfaithful to you, but more so that again, there's a little bit of jealousy here, but B, his ex-partner too could be looking at that and being like, I want to try to get him back, right? So she might be hopeful that they're going to rekindle something, but if this represents him, he's looking towards this newness. He's looking towards going this way, not kind of like sticking in the past there. So, yeah. So I feel like we need to have, like, there has to be some kind of conversation here. And again, I'm going to pull one more because I want to be like, how do we get past this? Like, what comes next? The Five of Wands. So there's going to be a throwdown. The Five of Wands, you just want to be, okay. And the Five of Wands is that mess. It's that competition. It's when nobody's listening to one another. So when I'm asking, you know, like, how do we get past this? How do we move beyond this? the Five of Wands is like, we have to talk, but we also have to listen. This is also a card about being assertive. So if there is something you need from him or something that you need from this relationship, you have to tell him. Like, part of the problem here is, like, I don't think that he knows really how you feel, and I think a lot of this has to do with the page. The page is a little bit shy, and maybe it's a little bit hard to express your feelings, right? So I can't tell you what his decision is going to be, because there's a conversation that has to be had. Like, you need to lay down your boundaries. You need to lay down what you need to make this work if you decide that this is the relationship that you want to make work. And again, this Queen of Pentacles is about putting in the time and the effort. It's saying that yes, you can grow something together, but it takes time and it takes nurturing it. His dad passed away. Okay. So, and again, it might take, and you know, like, we do have the Six of Swords, which is like about moving on. So he might need a little bit of time to mourn. And again, you were saying like it was at the funeral and that's where you got that feeling. You have to remember that like his ex would have known his dad as well. His dad was like his child's grandfather, right? So, I mean, that kind of connection just doesn't disappear. So I think a lot of it is just stemming from that anxiety and that nervousness that something's going to go wrong. But from all these cards here, there's a bit of competition, but I feel like you have to compete for him and his attentions, right? But again, we have to assert ourselves a little bit more. So even if you're not talking right now, even if it's like writing a letter or a text or an email in the meantime to be like, hey, look, I know you're going through a hard time right now. Like, when you're ready, we really need to talk about this. Or like, I do really like you, but these are the things I need in this relationship if we're going to make this work. And if he comes back to you and is like, I can't offer you that, I can't do that, then yeah, it's the Six of Swords is like, all right, then we're going to move on. But if you do feel that you have a connection with this person and you do want to make it work, there's nothing here saying that you can't. It's just going to take that hard work and that effort, and there is going to be a little bit of that tension. So that was long-winded. But like I said, I feel like there definitely is hope here. And I feel like a lot of the issue is coming more from like a jealous standpoint and like a nervousness, more so than like he isn't interested or like he's like trying to ditch you or something. So have that conversation. It's going to be hard. It's going to be super uncomfortable, and no one likes to go through that, and I know that, but we have to have it, right? Because then it's only by having that conversation that you'll truly know which way you have to go. And this Queen is like, you have to own it. Like, do what is best for you. Look out for yourself with this Queen of Pentacles. But don't do so rashly, right? We want to make sure that we have that conversation. If you feel this is someone who's special to you, then they're worth giving the shot, right? So I hope that makes sense, Sophia, and I hope whatever is happening gets better for you, because I know that is not fun to deal with. And especially, like, again, they do have that pre-existing relationship that will never go away because there's a child involved. So is that something that you can handle, right? There's lots of deep questions. It's a hard situation to be in, but have that difficult conversation, lay down your boundaries, be assertive about what you need, and then you'll have your true, honest answer, and you'll know which path you need to choose. But don't do it just because you're nervous because like they had a look or shared a look at a funeral or something, right? It's a little bit unfair to judge because emotions are crazy at that time, and he's probably going through a lot right now. With his dad passing away, so. Aw, you always run away for little things, and for once you're trying to make something work. That is amazing of you, and so really own that Queen of Pentacles energy. Like, step up and take care of yourself and of your relationship with that. And I love the fact that you can recognize that you're like, oh, I always do run away, right? The fact that you like can own that is like amazing, because now you're like, okay, I know this is a problem, so now I'm gonna try to fix it. So you can do it. So that's amazing. So good luck with it. So guys, this is what we're doing today. So I'm doing free readings for the collective where I'm pulling situations or maybe people or feelings, and if that situation relates to what you're going through, then the following reading would be for you. Otherwise, it's a $10 donation for a personalized reading. But that said, you can always buy a reading with me at my website, which is adrianamari.com. I have a very affordable $15 reading, which is like basically what you saw here on TikTok. But you get a video copy of it. And I also do live one-on-one sessions. So if you want to hang out and sling cards together and, you know, do a bunch of questions in one go, that's always an option. I'm going to take a sip of tea because I need a drink. And then we'll pull cards for our next situation. But in the meantime, guys, let me know how you're doing, where you're coming in from, you know, any of that. Let me know. And thank you guys for all the likes. When I know someone was asking, I'm sorry I couldn't answer when I was doing the reading, someone was asking about what deck it is. It's the Skele-Tarot. It's by Stephanie Mayton. I don't know if it's still in production. She does have an Etsy, I believe. I'm not sure if this deck is still available, but I love it. I love skeletons because they're so cute. So yeah. All right, so let's pull another situation set of cards. And we'll see what kind of situation we're going to talk about next. And of course, guys, if you ever have any questions about tarot, please feel free to ask. Ooh, and I also did join the Jabber Guys. Yeah, Brittany, I like this one too. I joined the Jabber Guys podcast to talk about tarot. The link's in my bio if you want to listen, if you're a podcast liker or lover. Yeah, I talked to those guys about tarot. We pulled some cards and it was pretty fun. So if you ever want to hear me talk more about tarot, the podcast is out there. It was great. I can't wait to hang out with those guys again. They're awesome. Okay. Oh man, we're getting lots of, okay. So, this is the situation we're pulling cards for now. Mindy, yes, I did. I posted, so the Saturday morning readings, I did post the 12th and then the one I did last weekend. I tried to post the one in between, but the video was like corrupted when I downloaded it, so that one I can't post. I will post this one when I'm done though, because I think the collective readings can speak to so many people. So I'm very excited. I like this collective one. So this is the situation that we're looking at right now. We have the Page of Cups and we have the Three of Wands. So if you're in the Page of Cups situation where you're a bit of a dreamer, you have lots of dreams, lots of things that, like possibilities that are just kind of swirling around out there, and you're like, man, this would be great. I would love if I could do this. This would be so exciting. You want to like kind of get that creative energy out there, but it's a little bit all over the place right now. So it's really in your head. It's really the dream state. And the Three of Wands is like, okay, but you're ready to expand and take it from the dream state into some like more tangible thing. if you're like, you know, wanting to take it from the dream state into something that's more tangible and actually expanding. So if you want to take the dream, expand the dream into reality, that's the word I wanted. There we go. So if you have something in your head and your desire is to take it from dream to reality, this one's for you. There, it took me a while to get those words out, but I got them. All right. Okay. Dehana, I can't tell you that with tarot. I don't do pregnancy questions. Better to take a pregnancy test, to be honest. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm actually really excited about this. Okay, so with the Page of, I love that. Yes, so again, if you have a dream that you're trying to bring into reality, that you'd like to expand and to grow into fruition, into something tangible, first up is the Five of Wands, which is like, all right, there's a lot of competition going on right now. So it feels like a lot of the time we're holding ourselves back at turning that dream into reality because there is a lot of competition or tension around whatever our desired dream is. So it's like there is something that you want to make happen. You're like, man, it would be so great to have that in my life, but maybe everyone else is doing it. Maybe the path there seems full of too many obstacles and you're just like, there's too many challenges along the way there. I'm not so sure now if I really want to do it. You're kind of happy thinking about it, even though part of you really wants that to come to life, right? So I feel like here, you're feeling Five of Wands is finally putting my stick in, not just on the sideline. Yeah, because you can see they're all fighting here too, right? Like they're all vying for whatever it is. So I feel like with this and that dream we want, it's like, you know what? Don't worry about what everyone else is doing. If there's like 10 other people who are living that dream, hello Joanne, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like I want that too. Look how well they're doing. I can't get there. I can't do the market's too saturated, whatever it is. It's like, okay, but yeah, like fight for it, right? Fight for it. Assert yourself into that situation. Make yourself be known. Be loud about it. Be proud about it, right? But also don't be afraid to kind of listen to people who've been on that journey and get some ideas from that. Because a lot of the time with this 5, we have so many ideas and we're like, yeah, I'm going to do it this way. Then it's not working. And we're like, well, I'm just going to, it's like you're, what's the phrase? You're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole, right? You're trying to make it work and it's not working. So don't be afraid to listen a little bit with that one. Then the next one we had is the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups is telling us whatever dream, whatever vision we're trying to make real, there's somebody in our life, or will be somebody in our life, even if it's not right now, that's going to come along that can help us with that. So whether it's a romantic partner or a friend or a business partner, there is someone coming into the picture or who can help make this dream a reality, who is there to support you, who is there to see it through with you, who just like really encourages you and makes you feel like, yeah, this dream is meant for me. Yeah, I can turn this like 100% real because I have this person by my side. So again, depending on the situation, it could be a so many different types of relationships. But I feel like with this competition, with actually doing it, yes, a cheerleader, I love that. It could be a Prince Charming too. But yeah, somebody who's like on your side, helping you through it, right? And then last but not least, we have the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is like that happy memory. So I feel like all that fight and that dream at the end here becomes like a journey that you look back on, hopefully with this person here. The Six of Cups again can be that feeling of homecoming. So it's like you reach a point where you're like, oh, I got this. Like I got this taken care of, where you feel that kind of emotional support and fulfillment where it just feels kind of good. It feels good. Again, this could be someone from your past. So if there is somebody currently in your life that is your kind of support system, lean on them a little bit, like to get you through this competition and that feeling of fight and flight all the time in your head, right? So don't be afraid to kind of reach out there. At the same time too, with the Six of Cups, a lot of it is about nostalgia and looking at the past. But it could also be, make sure you're not seeing things through rose-tinted glasses. So whatever dream that we have here that we're trying to make into reality, realize that there are like truths to that, real hard truths to it that are going to be difficult. There are challenges to surmount, but with that support and that love and that positivity, we can get through it. So work on actually making that dream a reality. Don't just let it swim around there in your head. We got to start taking action and putting your foot in the game. All right. So I hope that helps. And guys, if you want to share what you're trying to manifest or make happen, we have dream weddings, which I love. Emily, I'm not doing Emily and Eileen. I'm not doing free readings today. If you want a personalized reading, I'm not doing free personalized readings today. There we go. If you want a personalized reading, it's a $10 donation. Otherwise, I'm doing readings for the collective based on whatever situations the cards want to talk about. So that way more people can have a chance to get a reading, because I feel like a lot of the time, a lot of us are going through like similar things. And I was noticing that, especially on the weekends, as I am pulling cards, like you're getting a lot of similar energies, people going through the same thing. So this is working out pretty well. Oh, Danielle, what's the new house? I love it. Brittany, you're moving, starting a new job and business. Oh my gosh, you're doing a lot at once. Oh, thank you, Mindy. I'm glad that you like the idea. Elaine says, I had a dream and a specific name was given. Ooh, Elaine, so exciting. I want to know what happened. What was the name? I'm so nosy. If you want to share, I'd love to know, but if not, that's totally okay. Going back to the Caribbean for my wedding with, oh, that's amazing. Oh, that would be lovely. Pina, I'm not doing free personal readings today. It's a $10 donation if you'd like a personalized reading. Otherwise, I'm pulling situations and reading for those situations, feelings, that kind of thing. We see what comes up in the cards. So let's do a situation. Cards again. All right. This has been really fun though. I really like, I like doing this. It's interesting what comes up. Oh, okay. So this is the next situation that we have going on. So first up is the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. So if you are someone who is Doug or Douglas, oh my God, would you believe I know 2 Dougs? That's crazy. But they're both married, so it's not gonna help you. But I do love that. Okay, so yes, King of Pentacles and Seven of Wands. So the King of Pentacles, and I feel like with this one, this is where we want to be. We want to be someone who is stable, secure. We don't have to worry about money, that kind of thing. We just feel really content in our finances. You know, we have a stable job, stable home life going on here. Maybe a little bit boring, but like boring in the good way where you're like, I don't have to worry about all this stupid crap, right? And then we have the Seven of Wands. So our dream is that stability and security. And it could also be in a relationship. It doesn't have to be like a home life thing, but we are craving that stability, that security, that kind of like longevity there, right? Where we know that we're kind of taken care of. But then we have the Seven of Wands, which is like, this is where we want to be, but we keep coming up against challenges, and it feels like we're fighting the whole time. So we're working hard, we're putting in the time, we're putting in the effort, because that's what this King of Pentacles does. He knows it takes hard work to build a kingdom, more or less, right? So we're trying to build up our own personal kingdom here, and it's just like no matter what we do, challenges just keep getting thrown in our face. Like we're getting kind of tired of it. Like we feel like we have to stand up for ourselves all the time, and we're tired of fighting. Oh, you feel like you keep going backwards. I feel like a lot of people are feeling that right now too, right? It's like every step forward, you get like 3 steps backwards, right? So that's our situation. Let's see what the cards have to say about that. All right, so we'll do this one. Ooh, they're getting spinny today. This one. And come on. This one. All right, so we're looking for some stability. We're tired of the challenges. Oh my gosh, I can't pick up cards. Oh, I'm excited, guys. I'm not for, like, I can't, like, even if you do like a live personal like one-on-one session with me, I can't like control my reaction. So luckily no one seems to mind. I'm always like, ooh, oh. All right, so first up, if you are trying to get that stability and you just feel like roadblocks keep coming up and you have to stand your ground and over, and you're like, I'm persevering, I'm doing what I can, and you're like, when's it gonna end? First up, we get the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is like, all right, you know what? There is a new idea or a new door opening, like a new possibility coming your way. It's usually gonna be an idea. It's like a aha moment where you're like, okay, you know what? This is the path I have to take. If I go here, all of these roadblocks aren't gonna seem so horrible and so much like mountains, right? So basically you can see here, this is kind of like a King Arthur sort of thing, right? I mean, like the skeleton's hands came off on the sword, but basically it's like, take up that sword, be honest with yourself. Oh, Mindy, I'm glad that you had it open. Allow yourself that aha moment, that breakthrough, that moment of clarity. Like do what you can do to kind of get that freshness, that fresh start into your life. Take that idea and don't be afraid to run with it. So much of the time we get this idea and we're like, man, if I could do this, I could really build a life for myself. Like this would be like a really good catalyst for me. This would start me on the path I want to be on. We have the idea and then we let it sit there. And we're just like, all right, cool, great idea, me, right? But then we don't do anything. So the Ace of Swords is like, yes, we love that you have the idea. We're gonna take up the mantle and we're gonna start taking action on that. And I love it because when we get that aha moment, when we get that breakthrough, we're like, yes, this is the path I want to take. we get the sun. So the sun is like, you know, like listen, like be honest with yourself if it's gonna work. Like we're not just saying have a fanciful idea and like run after it. Like this is very logical, right? The Ace of Swords is that logic, and it's like, no, we have to make sure that this is something we know logically can happen, right? But then the sun's like, okay, we're gonna take up this sword, we're gonna start acting on that idea. And here the sun is, and it's like, awesome. You like shine bright, man. Like shine bright, be vibrant, be positive about it, because the sun card is success. So if you're following something that you really, truly in your mind and your heart feel aligned with, the sun is like, yeah, it's gonna work out. Okay, so make sure that you're not getting in your own way. Make sure that you're not allowing your thoughts to cloud your own judgment. We want to make sure that we're seeing clearly, because that sun is like, look, there is a lot of success. There is optimism. There is positivity there. So we want to make sure that we're seeing that path and going towards the sunlight, so to speak. But at the same time, Brittany, illuminating a truth, yeah. But at the same time, too, we want to make sure we're not being blinded, right? The sun can be so exciting, so hopeful, so energizing, but at the same time, we can be overly optimistic to the point where we're blinding ourselves. So that's why we want to make sure we're balancing that truth and that honesty and that logic with that optimism and that energy of the sun. Then we also have the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups is like, look, we have a whole journey here, but really to get where we want to go, we have to make sure that we're not focusing on the things that don't work. We don't want to focus on the past. We don't want to focus on our disappointments, on the things that like didn't pan out, because no matter what path you go along, there are going to be things that you're like, oh man, that did not turn out the way I wanted, or like that did not go as well as I was hoping, right? And the Five of Cups is like, yeah, you're going to have those moments and they're going to feel kind of crappy. But instead of focusing on those and allowing yourself to be drowned in that disappointment and that negativity, we want to make sure that we're focusing on the things that we do have and the things that we can control. You can't control the past. So like, yes, mourn it. You know, don't be like, you can feel sad, process the feeling, process the disappointment, but don't stay stuck there, because what's that going to do for you, right? So even when we do have those moments of darkness, the Five of Cups is like, okay, yeah, go through it. Sit with it for a minute, process it, totally okay, totally natural. But then we want to go back to the sun, where we're definitely getting that happiness and that success and that optimism, right? So look towards the things that are working versus focusing on the things that are not. So we're going to get that abundance and that success. Those challenges are going to ease, but we have to make sure that we are following like a logical direction to make that happen. Because if like barriers keep popping up and we keep getting pushed back by them, there's something there that isn't working. So we need to kind of think about it clearly, alter that course a little bit, and then we'll get that breakthrough. So that's what we have there. That's another confirmation I'm getting twice in 1 week. Aw, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, a little more tea. I'm almost out of tea, guys. So I'm gonna pull, this chair is feathers, and sometimes the feathers, they come out and they stick in your bum. And that's what's happening. Sorry, I'm trying to pull it, see? I'm trying to pull it out there. So that's what we have. You're a beautiful Muslim lady. I don't know who you are talking about with that. All right, guys, I'm gonna do one more, and we'll see what comes up. Oh my gosh, someone named Percival just came in. That's my rabbit's name. Little Percival. He's a good bunny. He has to get neutered though. So like I called the vet to make an appointment, and the first appointment they had, because he has to go for a consultation first, is like in 2 weeks, and he keeps I don't know if you guys have bunnies or are familiar with bunnies, but as they go through bunny puberty, they, especially males, they start spraying as a sign of like, I like you. They spray things, or to mark dominance. But my bunny is kind of obsessed with the dog, so he keeps spraying her. it's bad. I mean, he has really good aim, which is kind of impressive, but the poor dog, like, she's so tired of being sprayed that now she tries to like go on high things. So she like sits on like chairs or the couch or like the footstool or something just so she can be away from him so he can't spray her. So I feel bad, but it's a little comical. I do feel bad for her though, because it's not fun. All right, what's our last situation here? And then I'll still pull a card just to like close off, to sign off, because that's my favorite. Okay. Ooh, okay. So here it's interesting. We have the Six of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. So if you're in the situation where you kind of feel like, yeah, it's a llama or alpaca. I think it's really an alpaca. So Six of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles. So the situation this is kind of describing is, I feel like there is sometimes where we feel like we should be generous, right? We feel like we should give more. We maybe want to give more, but maybe part of us doesn't really feel like we're in a situation to do so. With the Four of Pentacles, we're being really careful with our money. We can be kind of protecting ourselves, our assets, whatever it is. So I feel like if you're in a situation, and again, it could be a relationship, it could be like a material thing, but if you're in a situation where you feel like you want to give more, but part of you is holding back for whatever reason, let's see what we have there. So we'll see like what's blocking us, what's holding us back from being a little more generous. And again, it could be with our feelings, with our money, with our time, with our expertise, you know, that kind of thing. So like that part of you wants to give and you're just like maybe talking yourself out of it, right? Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Yes, these cards are so cute. I'll use them more often. Everyone seems to like these ones. I always get nervous that people will be like turned off by the skeletons and be like, oh, skeletons are scary or something. But I feel like they're just so adorable that you cannot not love them. Okay. So, oh guys, all right. I love this. I actually really love this. So if you are in a situation where you are feeling like you want to give more of something, and again, it doesn't have to be money. It could be money, but you just want to be more generous in some way, but you keep holding yourself back for whatever reason. You're kind of like keeping things close to your chest, whether it's material, wealth, items, whether it's expertise, whether it's time, whether it's sharing your feelings with someone. That's what we're talking about now. And the advice from the cards is, because we do want to be like give more of ourselves to the world. First up is strength. And I love this strength card, guys. Like, how cute is this? So first up is strength, which is telling us to really rely on our confidence right now. Like whatever situation you're trying to give more to, don't talk yourself out of it because you're nervous, right? So the strength card is like, be confident, like own the fact that you want to do something. You want to be generous. You want to help someone, a community, a situation. You want to help in whatever way you can. Like definitely really own that with the strength card. Like rely on that inner strength to get that out of you. And also know that with this one, we want to make sure that we're not getting, and the reason I'm going to say this is because the next card is the Eight of Swords. So we want to make sure that we're not really getting in our head too much about it. And the Eight of Swords is like, we talk ourselves out of doing something that we kind of do want to do, that we feel like would make us feel good, that would give us, you know, something to give back to another person or a community or whatever. But we're talking ourselves out of it because as soon as we like go to do it, or the more we think about it, the more anxious. You want to help, but not when it's expected. What do you do then? Well, same thing with this. Like, I feel like this is, you know, you're trying to convince yourself not to. You're finding reasons not to, right? Whether it's expected or not, like this Eight of Swords is you talking yourself out of it, right? For whatever reason. Like you're too scared. You're nervous people are going to judge you. You worry that the timing isn't right. You don't want to do it right now for whatever reason. Maybe I'll do it later. Maybe they'll think I'm stupid. Maybe like my finances will take a turn. I'm not going to be able to donate money anymore. Like whatever it is, there's like a lot of fear here that we're talking second guessing, and we're talking ourselves out of it. And strength here is like, you know, have the confidence to be you you and to do what you feel called to do, right? And again, strength is like that soft control where we're not being really forceful and brash about it, but we are acting in a way where we kind of feel good about it and like good about ourselves. Red curve, I'm not sure what the devil's lettuce is, to be honest. So let me know and then I'll answer that. Sorry if I'm dumb by not knowing that. So yes, Eight of Swords is like, okay, but we're talking ourselves out of it. And the only person that's standing in our way, oh, surprise, surprise, is us. Right? Like, what a shocker. So then we have the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is like, look, this is totally something that we have to work through, but we have the experience here. Like, there is kind of, the reward of getting through that is coming, but we do have to remember to be patient with ourselves, because this Strength card wants us to feel comfortable in the situation that we're putting ourselves in. So when we're talking ourselves out of it again, we're like, no, I'm doing this. I'm gonna own that. I'm gonna be strong. I'm gonna take off that blindfold. And I'm going to see things for the reality that they are and know that the reason I am hesitating or the reason that I'm scared to do it is ABC. And the Seven of Pentacles is like, cool, be patient with yourself. Like, it's okay if it takes a little bit of time, if you have to get used to an idea, like that is fine. Like, you don't have to feel limiting beliefs. So I keep holding myself back due to self-limiting beliefs that I'm aware of. Yes, and the Seven of Pentacles is like, it takes time, it takes work to get through it, right? It's not just like a light you can turn on and be like, oh, I feel all good now, let's be generous, right? And it's not that you don't want to be or that you can't be, but it's like we have to work through whatever those feelings that are stemming up, whatever those thoughts that are stemming up, we do have to kind of work through them. But with strength especially, we don't want to do it with blunt force. So it's not just like, you know, get over it and do it kind of thing. It's like, okay, let's actually reflect a little bit here. Let's figure out where this hesitation is coming from, where this fear is coming from. Let's work through that. And then let's get to the point where we're ready to reap the reward, so to speak, of that generosity, right? You always think negative thoughts, and that's what this Eight of Swords, and oh my gosh, guys, if I could like have a quarter for every time this Eight of Swords has appeared in the past like 2 months, it's insane. So many people are stuck in that negative thought cycle, and I feel like this Seven of Pentacles is like, listen, it's gonna take work to get through so that we feel comfortable here sharing ourselves, sharing our time, sharing our whatever it is we want to share. But it's a journey. Like, it's not an overnight kind of thing, but take it in baby steps, right? Like, start planting those seeds, do it little by little. So whatever it is that you do want to share in your life, share a little bit of it. Like, you don't have to go all 100% in. You don't have to, you know, throw everything into the pot and be like, well, there we go. Like, you can just drop a few ingredients here and there, and as you get more comfortable, it's going to get easier and easier, right? So it's just like making sure that we're doing that work, that we're being confident and taking those first steps forward so that we can work on getting out of our head and, you know, letting down that guard and being generous and sharing what we do have to share with the world. And it could even be something like, I want to make TikTok videos, but I'm too scared of putting myself out there, right? Like something like that. Have the strength to do it, the strength and the confidence. Know that most of the hangups are in your head and you're the only one who can work your way around it, and keep taking baby steps little by little. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Because of things that happened in the past, you tend to put up the barriers 100%. And it's not a criticism, right? Like, it's natural. I think we all do it. But half of the battle is like realizing that you have those barriers present, right? And you're like, you know what? I am self-sabotaging. I am doing this to myself. And once we can like shine a light on the fact that we're doing it and we have the strength to do it, because it's not easy. It's hard to like turn inwards, right? The Seven of Pentacles is like, awesome. We know now that we're doing it. Let's take those baby steps to get past that, to move forward and have the patience with yourself in the process so that you do it. But again, that Seven of Pentacles is about doing the work, right? It's like, it's not like you're willing but weak. Yeah. So, but that's again, like baby steps. Like, even if it's like, it doesn't have to be a big thing, right? Trying to work through that, been a year, put up a huge wall. And you know, the big walls that we build in our minds, they're not easy to break down, but like one brick at a time, right? So that Seven of Pentacles is like, make sure you're being patient, make sure that you keep going, you keep investing your time, investing in yourself, and you'll get there. You'll get to the part where you're like, you know what, I'm ready to like share this with the world. I'm ready to like put that out into the world. Mindy, I love baby steps with that card. Never thought that way before. I like that with the Seven of Pentacles because I am a super impatient person, and I want everything done yesterday. So I always remind myself, like, I need patience. So let's just take those baby steps so that I get there. Otherwise, I will go crazy. Like, I don't know. I want everything done right away. Because it's funny. I finally opened up. Oh, Elaine, I'm so glad that you did too. It is, and it's a journey, guys. It's not like, you know, everyone's on that journey in their own time frame. So again, with that strength card, make sure that you have the strength not to compare yourself to everyone else and to follow your path and your journey kind of as you're meant to, right? Like, don't do the whole comparison thing. Right? Because everyone's like at a different place in their journey. So there's no point in comparing your journey to somebody else's because you don't really know what path that they're on, right? And the path that you're perceiving that somebody else is on might not be their reality. And I think that's another thing we always have to consider too. Like, especially with like social media, right? Everyone's sharing all their stories and these pictures and this stuff, but it's all so curated that you're like, well, now I feel like I know this person, this must be what they're doing, this is who they are. And it's like, dude, you're seeing a sliver, a curated sliver of who they are, right? So I feel that that's a lot, something that we're always like kind of fighting with now, right? Brittany, I love that. Yes, let's enjoy the journey. I love that so much. All right, guys, I'm gonna pull, let's do 2 cards to end everything here tonight. I'll be back, maybe Thursday. Saturday for sure, maybe Thursday. We'll see how it goes. My friend and I are starting a podcast because I don't know, we really wanted to. We've been talking about it for like literally 2 years. So we're finally starting a podcast and we are going to try to record an episode tomorrow. So last week we recorded, and thank you, Elaine, I appreciate that. Last week we recorded like just like a teaser intro episode. And then this week we're gonna like try to record actual episodes. The teaser one took a really long time. It's like mostly us just laughing at each other and like giggling. So, oh, thank you, Dreadstick. No, I hope that was right. Thank you. No, Mindy, my friend, she's not into like my friend is super, her name's Melinda. She is super supportive of all my tarot stuff. She's gonna throw a tarot party that I can try out like my tarot party ideas. So she's gonna host that, my first one for me. So she's amazing and supportive, but she's not super into tarot. So we're doing a spooky things podcast because we both like spooky stuff, monsters, aliens, true crime, morbid stories, that kind of stuff. So we're gonna be doing a podcast about that. So yeah, I'm really excited to kind of start it. So that's what's happening tomorrow night. That's why I will not be on. But I will be back. Like I said, maybe Thursday, depending how I feel, but definitely Saturday morning, like always. All right, so let's pull a card here. Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, so I was like, okay, we're gonna pull 2 cards just to end off here, see, you know, what messages we need to kind of look at. And we get the Seven of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. So the Seven of Cups tells us that we might be feeling a little bit confused right now, right? We're not quite sure what direction we want to go in. We have lots of ideas. There's lots of choices out there for us. And it's like, I don't know which one to choose because a lot of them seem great. Or maybe all of them seem crappy. But either way, we're not really sure what we want to choose right now. And I love the Seven of Pentacles. Like, I don't know why. I know they're like, look how expressive the face is, right? He's like, oh my God, which one do I want? There's so many like delicious options here. So that's really that confusion and a bit of overwhelm where we're just like, man, everything looks awesome. I don't know what to do. And it doesn't have to be super serious. It could be like you're going to bed in a couple hours and you're like, I want to wind down with a TV show. No idea which one I want to choose. So I'm just going to sit here and watch like the Netflix, you know, trailer screen because I don't want to make a decision, right? So with the Seven of Cups, it's a reminder that we need to make a choice, right? We have to choose what we feel called towards. Always comes with the warning that if you feel like something's too good to be true, it probably is. So kind of watch for those red flags and trust your gut when it comes to decisions here with the Seven of Cups. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is those new opportunities. So whatever choice we decide on here, it kind of unlocks a door for us. So rather, and again, I feel like this isn't super serious because it's just like winding up the night. So with this Ace of Pentacles, it's like, yeah, like this kind of opens the door, unlocks it to new ideas, new possibilities, new inklings that we get, and new things, that's what I want to say, new things that we want to learn about. And I feel like because the Seven of Cups is like that choice, we're like, oh, like I choose this and this leads me to this, and now I'm really excited to learn more, to find out more, to see where this could take me. So that's what we have with these two cards here. So whatever you're doing tonight, if it's picking up a different book or like, you know, like I said, new TV show, different type of tea to try, I feel like it'll be a fun experience that hopefully ignites wanting to learn a little bit more about something different or something new, or even deepening a current hobby that you have too. So that's what we have. Thanks guys so much for being here tonight. Oh, thanks for hanging out with me. That's my favorite part. I love coming on TikTok and seeing everyone here and chatting. Guys, thanks so much for all your comments and the likes, the follows. I appreciate all of it. I will upload this to YouTube, so if you ever want to replay, that'll be there. But make sure you're following me so that you know when I go live. All right, guys, thank you so much again. Have a lovely night, and maybe